Ooga, fucking ooga cunts, and welcome back to CNN, the Cunt News Network. We bring you the news that's already been reported on by other outlets. We are the most trusted name in fake news and copy news. Tonight with me is my
quote unquote
trusted. We can be trusted, so to speak. Tonight with me are my usual co-hosts, Rob from the Mistaken Lunatics.
Yo, cunts.
Ren from Renelation / Shitlords Anonymous.
What's up?
And Ishtar. She does her own Twitch streams. I think she plays video games, old video games, new video games. Not sure what she does over there, but she goes on Twitch a lot.
Voodoo on you guys.
And of course,
you and your Twitch thought friends.
and of course, I am your main host, Brockus. Tonight we have an assortment of different fucking topics, one of which I had already known about for about a day now, because when Ren uploaded it, I got mad.
Which one?
It's the Tess Holiday one.
Of course.
Oh, I thought you loved the Tess Holiday article.
Oh yeah, I love the fucking horrible person.
She's your favorite. We know that she's your actual waifu.
No, she's not.
You
She might have the same size.
You don't need to be ashamed.
She might have the same size tits as my actual waifu, but no, I'm sorry. She is not my waifu.
His waifu is imaginary. Get it right.
Yes, my waifu is a 2D fucking fictional character from the wonderful series. You might get mad at it from time to time if you know what I'm talking about. High School DD, Rhea Scrummery. That is my ultimate waifu. She's number one.
God, you're such a fag.
I am a fucking weeb. You get it right, damn you.
We need to. I think we need to get Brockus some body pillows with waifus on it.
Dude, I would fucking
All right.
make shit out of that. I'm not even
Let's
lying.
start a GoFundMe for Brockus's pillow collection.
Brockus's waifu pillow collection.
Do you know how much pink eye is going to get spread from that pillow? It's going to be disgusting.
I'm going to get double pink eye that night. It's going to be great.
He's going to get pink eye on his brown eye. That's how bad it's going to be.
My pillows are going to stick to my entire body.
Ew!
I'm going to walk around looking like the Michelin Man.
Yay! I love this show so.
Oh, okay. So it's after all the ribbing on me and the weird fucking topic, let's go ahead and move on to one of the topics of the day. And this time we're going to go a little crazy. I'm going to start with one of Rob's stories. Rob, what do you got for us?
Okay, let's. Why don't we just should I break Brockus right away, or should we just start? Should we?
Let's start slow.
Okay, then. Let's see. I have so many to choose from this week. We will start slow, and do this one that Ren said that she did on her show, and we have a Florida man didn't drink while driving, only while stopped at traffic lights.
Isn't that a topic we already covered, though?
No. Different, but close.
No, this is a new one from this week. Because Florida men, they got to have repeat performances, but this is subtly different.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a thing now. I suppose. Yeah. No, this is a new trend. Well, it's not drinking and driving. It's drinking at stop lights and stop signs. Take quick swigs of your booze and/or beer, and then continuing on your day.
Yeah. Exactly.
Totally different.
It's drinking between driving.
Okay. Driving on the sidewalk, thump, thump, thump. Anyways.
This is a short little one. Vero Beach, Florida. Florida man stopped for drunk driving, denies he was actually drinking while driving, claiming he only drank while he was stopped at traffic signals and stop signs. Earl Gustavus Stevens of Vero Beach was approached on June 27th by a police officer after a woman called 911 saying he had hit her bumper numerous times while waiting in a McDonald's drive-thru lane.
Okay.
Florida DUI suspect claims dog was driving. Wait, no, sorry, that's an ad that makes it look like it's part of the article. Never mind. A bottle of Jim Beam.
Much better. I'm just saying that.
I know.
I wasn't drinking and driving.
That was one of the ones I had last week that we didn't get to.
Spot was drinking and driving. That thick bitch.
Yeah. A bottle of Jim Beam was sitting in the passenger seat next to Stevens, and he admitted he had been drinking. But when pressed if he was drinking while driving, Stevens said no. He further explained that he was not drinking while the car was moving, and only when he stopped for stop signs and traffic signals the officer wrote the report. Stevens was arrested and charged with drunk driving and driving without a license. And that is all she wrote for Stevens.
Wow.
See,
He looks-
he
He
wasn't
looks like-
drinking and driving. He was stopping and drinking.
Yeah, he
Absolutely.
was drinking and stopping. Drinking and stopping, and then driving. But not till after.
Sometimes people get very inventive with their wordplay. This is not one of those times because he's still fucking stupid.
He was just trying to find a loophole.
And this is an old man. I mean, it's not like he does. Like, I don't understand how people think they can get away with, like, oh, it's a loophole. They can't get you for drunk driving if you only drink when you're at a stop sign or a stoplight.
When I lived in the Caribbean,
What kind of mentality is that?
sorry. When I lived in the Caribbean, you were not considered drinking and driving unless you were outside of the lines. If you could keep your car between those two lines on the road, you were not drinking and driving, even if you had an open container in your car.
Getting pretty damn good at keeping between those lines then.
Absolutely.
I wonder what the alcohol-related fatality rate is in in the Caribbean. Probably not
they
that
don't
high
report
because
on
there's
that.
probably not that many cars. But they don't keep records on alcohol-related fatalities. I wonder why. That's a curiouser and curiouser, you know.
It's not curious, sir. We know the answer. We know why people
That was
do
a
what they do.
sarcastic
understand.
Lewis Carroll quote, motherfucker.
No, I got you. I got you. No, it's fine. Stop doing these stupid things, Florida people. Jesus.
No,
If they stopped doing the stupid things, Brockus, you wouldn't have anything to yell about.
yeah, and Brockus, I promise you, that is by far the least stupid thing I have in store for you.
Oh,
And-
Christ.
And
By
hell,
far, by several magnitudes.
yeah,
Oh, God.
and hell, even I managed to find a naked Florida man story.
I know. I told you there's at least one a week, and
Yes.
it's not just a naked man. It's a naked. That he does something fucking in addition to being naked.
Yes,
Like
yes, he
something crazy.
does.
I am
Like, because that's not, it's
so
not
looking
Florida man
forward to
story without
this.
that. It's so great.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a few guesses here. Don't say anything, anyone, but I'm going to take a few guesses here on the future naked Florida man story. Florida man was most likely under some sort of substance, drugs, probably alcohol. Florida man was also most likely involved in some type of defecation in or on someone's property that is not their own. Or maybe it was on their own property, and it makes everybody wonder, why would you shit on your own bonfire in the front yard of your house? Those are just some of my guesses, but we will eventually get to that soon.
The sad part is when it comes to Florida man, those are all perfectly legitimate guesses and distinct possibilities.
Those are all
Yes, but
things that Rob has told us.
Yes, but the beautiful thing about this one, other than the drugs one, you're completely wrong. This is a different kind of naked Florida man story.
Oh, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they were born on drugs.
Oh well, drugs is kind of a given, but there's no violence. There's no screaming at police, but there is fun shenanigans. Shenanigans occur.
It's funny. We mock openly Florida and people in Florida because of all the crazy stories that happen with the people of Florida and such. And I find it amusing because, like, no one's really saying, get out of Florida, it's a terrible place to live, or get out of Florida, it's a terrible state, or anything like that. But there are plenty of other states where people are like, no, this place sucks. Don't come here. This is terrible.
You know,
Awful.
since we're talking so much about it, we can just do it real quick. If you
No,
want.
no.
We're saving it.
We're going to save it. We're going to move on. We're not going to linger too much on this because Rob is going to get more tempted. So how about we just move over to one of Ishtar's stories, make me calm down a bit, because her stories are usually more intriguing than rage-inducing for me.
Well, what would you like tonight, Brockus? Would
Well,
you like
we
to
have.
start out with
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ishtar. I apologize.
Rob, you rude bastard?
I know I'm such a dick.
Why do I love you so?
I don't know. I was just gonna let him know that we have plans to change his opinion about your stories.
Shh!
It's like not.
Don't tell him that.
We have to make him sweat. That's part of the fun.
But I wanted it to be like shock therapy. Okay, Brockus, would you like Books That Kill, Earth's Oldest Color, Earthquakes in Mexico, and the science behind your fear of Friday the 13th?
I like that last one, but we're going to save that for later on in the show. Let me get the world's oldest color. Why do I feel like this one's going to piss me off?
We have a $2 super chat from Vladimir Dragunov. He says, "Hi, how you doing, Vladimir?
Hi, Vlad.
You're $2.
Hi.
How you doing from all of us? The rest of the chat can suck a dick."
The $2 just gave Schmeckel an additional 50 cents to put towards the bastards at Rogers. You sons of bitches. By the way, before we continue on further, I would like to go ahead and take a moment to say, a plague on all your houses, Rogers employees.
Voodoo on
plague.
Rogers.
Voodoo on all of you. May you
Voodoo
suffer
on them.
greatly before death.
Why?
Oh my God, I fucking hate Rogers.
Why?
Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to Ishtar's story. Ishtar, world's oldest color.
Would you like to make a guess what the world's oldest color is?
Brown,
I'm
possibly
guessing.
gray.
I'm
Black.
guessing white.
The only reason why I threw gray in, and I'm going to include white and black into this, is because those three are, realistically speaking, by an artistic and even somewhat scientific standard, not legitimate colors.
Did you say autistic or artistic?
Artistic.
Okay. I was just
Yeah.
making sure.
On the artistic color wheel, gray, black, and white are three colors that are not actually colors. One is all colors combined, another is the absence of color, and then the third is the unfortunate combination of the two.
Well, you guys would all be wrong. The actual oldest color in the world, oldest known color produced by a living organism, to be specific, is bright pink.
So it's a vagina.
God, that's so gay.
It's so pussy filled. Like I like it.
No,
Continue.
we're talking like bright pink.
I don't give a shit. I've seen some bright pink pussies on fucking Pornhub.
Take your word for that. Researchers have extracted the pigment from bacteria fossils preserved in rocks under the Sahara Desert in Mauritania, West Africa. Inside those teensy bacteria, scientists found chlorophyll, a pigment used today by plants for photosynthesis, dating back to about 1.1 billion years ago. That is 600 million years older than similar chlorophyll fossils found previously, scientists reported in a new study. Their findings hint that cyanobacteria, bacteria that survive on sunlight, appeared much earlier than algae, which have been traced to around 650 million years ago. And bacteria likely dominated Earth's ancient oceans for hundreds of millions of years, according to the study. Chlorophyll is what gives modern plants their green color, though the fossilized chlorophyll in the cyanobacteria samples was dark red and deep purple in its concentrated form, the scientists reported. When they pulverized the fossils to analyze the bacteria molecules, because that's what you want to do with fossils, the researchers distilled the colors to find a brilliant pink. This colorful remnant suggests that ancient sunlight-eating organisms cast a pink tint to a long-gone ocean, lead study author Nur Guanelli of the Research School of Earth Scientists at the Australian National University said in a statement. Chlorophyll, this ancient, is preserved only under exceptional circumstances. Study co-author Joshin Brox, an associate professor with ANU's Research School of Earth Scientists, told Live Science in an email. First, dead organic matter, a bloom of cyanobacteria, for example, sinks quickly onto the ocean floor. Once there, it must be isolated from any exposure to oxygen, which spurs decay. And then the rock that holds the material has to remain in one piece for 1 billion years. Brock said. Her reaction to seeing colors produced by organisms that lived more than 1 billion years ago? Sheer amazement, she said. Even algae, one of the most ancient forms of life, was absent or scarce at the time of these chlorophyll-swallowing bacteria, the researchers wrote in the study. It was a few 100 million years until algae would begin to multiply, ultimately forming the base of a food web that would eventually fuel the evolution of larger animals, Brox told Life Science. But until the rise of algae and more complex organisms, the planet belonged to bacteria. This was truly an alien world, Brox said. The findings were published online July 9th in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Sounds like a thrilling read. So
that's kind of cool. I mean, it's too bad they're wrong. We all know that the first color is blue because in the beginning, there's only my boy Alud Alazim, you know? All hail Blue Whale.
Okay, stop your propagandizing. This is not a religion.
It's not propaganda. This is science, okay? AA will tell you himself.
Stop with fundamentalism.
Alud Alazim is heavily linked into anything and everything science. You need to calm down, young lady.
What I say to that?
What?
Well, hail Lord Sniggles.
Oh my God, the blasphemy! How fucking dare you?
Rinse and repeat.
If this wasn't a closed fucking stream, I would send a link to AP right now, and I would tell him, "You come in here right now and you yell at Rob because we don't actually want to make this
long while since we've had a crucifixion, eh, Brockus? Good old crucifixion.
Yeah.
Lord Sniggles shall purify me with the sacred bleach."
I don't know why it's going this far, but sure, go ahead. Go ahead and martyr yourself. That's just fine by us. We will continue to praise the whale, to hail the whale, and eventually, upon our own deaths, because we are entangled, we will eventually just simply come back as ghosts, and we will be part of the what is it called? The translucent white delegation.
The translucent white delegation.
Yes.
It's not as racist as it sounds. We swear.
That sounds pretty racist.
Dude, the movement is called Fright Supremacy, and one of their call signs is Fright Power. I'm pretty sure everything is a goddamn mockery of stupid shit out there.
I don't know. I'm sticking with Lord Sniggle for copyright reasons.
You go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna.
Spook Heil, motherfuckers.
No! We will have no alt-fright in here.
No alt-fright.
God damn it. You and Sophie. And I think Psycho every once in a while when Psycho decides to start saying burn the whale.
Oh, I don't ever say burn the whale.
No, I'll see Psycho on occasion.
All right, Spook Heil.
I can't. I get a kick out of AP whenever he does.
I know, it makes me laugh so hard. He just Spook Heil.
I love how overly gay the character is, but he doesn't believe he's gay because he refuses to believe he's gay. Yeah. But he's super fucking gay.
But he's like Tobias. He's like fucking Tobias Fuke from fucking.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, he just says gay shit. Crazy.
Guys.
Sorry.
Is this a news stream or what?
No, not anymore.
It's a whatever the hell Rob and I will turn it into because we will get sidetracked very easily.
Okay, that's why we're here.
True. Mocha can't even keep us in
Look,
fucking.
The fucking chat's loving it. We got Fright Power, motherfuckers. All hail Blue Whale, dude. The chat's going, loving it. So
voodoo on all of you. All hail Lord Sniggles. Rinse and repeat. Now let's move on to one of Ren's articles.
You see what Antoine Ison has corrupted you to? I mean, it's just
hey, that was
false religion.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's too good. No, yeah. Okay, I agree with this, Char. Let's move on to one of Red's stories. But goddamn it, Rob, points to you for that.
If he's in chat, he's just keeping tally marks of how many times you do that. That's how many pieces of flesh he's gonna flay off of your still living body.
There's a baseball bat with notches in it, and the reason why those notches exist is every time you fucking call him Antoine Ison.
I'm gonna I'm going to VidCon again next year, and he can come up and meet me. But By the time that happens, that bat is going to be a fucking toothpick.
Yep.
From all the times.
All right, guys. All right, guys.
So one of Ren's stories. Let's hear it.
You have 3 options. We have Tess Holiday, Canadian man who tried to auction off a McDonald's meal that was 6 years old, or Instagram model who was attacked by a shark trying to get a beach pic.
I want McDonald's one.
I want the McDonald's one too, but the shark was so stupid as fuck. Like, okay, you're dumb.
So you want the beach pic?
No. Wait.
McDonald's.
Oh, is that the McDonald's one?
No, McDonald's one is the. All right, the McDonald's one.
Yeah,
a Canadian man tried to auction a McDonald's meal that was 6 years old, but eBay did remove it.
What? Canada! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, it's McDonald's.
Do you
just gotta microwave it for like 35 seconds and you're good to go, brother. Doesn't matter how old it is.
This is David Alexander. He is a 52-year-old farmer from Ontario, Canada. 6 years ago, he decided to investigate the urban legend that McDonald's cheeseburgers don't go bad. So he asked his daughter to buy a plain cheeseburger and fries.
I don't. Okay, no, go up a bit, because I don't want to get a zoomed in look. Okay, first of all, take a look at this. There is a graying going on in between the buns, and you can clearly see what looks to be possibly a slice of cheese that has gone from the golden yellow it's supposed to be to dingy brown. Don't eat this.
And it's literally crumbling apart.
It's terrible.
Yep. He paid homemade. This is what the homemade burger and fries look like.
Oh no.
Yeah.
However,
I don't think those fries are good.
The restaurant cheese slice turned a weird color brown, and but getting to the good part, Alexander and his wife decided to downsize and sold off the cabinet the burger was on. So he wanted to get rid of the burger and fries by listing them on eBay.
That is so gross.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say
someone buy it
on a counter?
Cabinet?
A cabinet.
He wanted 51, and there were 13 bids. Who the fuck did that?
Someone bid. 13 people bid on a 6-year-old McDonald's cheeseburger and fries.
There are 13 very disturbed people in this planet.
This is the bidding history.
Oh no. They got all the way up to $51.
So he had a control group too, though. He had a homemade burger and homemade fries that are in the article. The picture with the one with the bun with all the sesame seeds. That's his homemade burger.
Yeah, no. And this is his lovely description. Original owner, never been eaten. This burger and fries has been sitting on a shelf for over 6 years. The fries are in incredible shape. The burger is plain, with no toppings at all. Just the bun, meat patty, and slice of cheese. Keep in mind there is also 6 years of dust involved here, but most of it has been removed. Original wrapper on both. The shelf the burger was sitting on has been sold, and now this incredible piece of history needs to be rehomed. Why not
do your part?
Why not do your part to help? Thank you. Further scientific research and history, and buy this burger. You too can witness the majesty of cheeseburger and fries that just won't die. Go ahead, name the burger, make it part of your family. It will grow old right along with you. However, I do believe it will outlast you. This is no joke. This is legitimate, very real McDonald's cheeseburger and fries we bought in London, Ontario, Canada on June 7th, 2012.
Did someone actually buy it?
No.
eBay removed it before they could actually officially buy it. Yeah, obviously, I'm going to point out that Rob seems to be correct that he had a controlled group that was probably doing fake bids. Oh
God, he contacted someone who had a 2-year-old donut. What are people holding on to old food for?
Why are people bidding on it?
Why are people trying to sell it?
I don't know.
People will sell anything, but why the fuck would you bid on it?
It's like, I got a bowl of SpaghettiOs. It's been sitting under my bed for 1.5 years. You want to buy it off me?
I don't know. This story's so stupid. I couldn't read part of his fucking description. That's how dumb it is. But yeah, eBay has since removed the listing.
Your brain shut off for a second.
Yeah, my brain shut off. Like, it does not compute what this article is saying. They've told BuzzFeed regarding this listing, it has removed it as it is against eBay policy to list or sell unpackaged or expired food.
Yeah, this is clearly expired.
No shit.
I don't.
It's got
you know what? eBay shouldn't be allowed to sell any kind of food unless it's supposedly instant noodles or instant food in that sort of way. Otherwise you should not be allowed to try to sell any kind of food. Like, do not go on eBay and say, I have edible panties, only used once, because that's gross. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Ruckus, here's my counter argument. One is it was in the original packaging. And two, if McDonald's burgers don't go bad, then technically they never expire. And so it is both within the expiration date and in its original packaging, hence should have been allowed to go through.
Okay.
Drop the mic, motherfuckers. I'm done.
You can have your drop mic moment, but he clearly unwrapped the fucking burger to put it on display, and that cheese has clearly been expired. Cheese does have an expiration date regardless of what this young man is trying to claim. So
I just like how his answer to, we sold the cabinet, so my wife told me to get rid of the burger. Hey, does anyone want to buy it? Not, here's the trash can.
That is an excellent question. Skeptic Simba is asking, why would you buy food from eBay? I don't know. That's it.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
You did not hit her?
No, Ishtar, it is
he
you who did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark. I had an empty water. Wait, I do. Here it is. Okay, that did not go according to plan. It bounced off my wall and almost got me right in the fucking face.
You did not seriously just throw a ball at a wall.
No, I
almost hit yourself in the face.
I threw an empty water bottle at the wall.
That's worse.
That's the scene from the movie. And when I did it, it apparently went cat first, bounced off the wall, and came back at me cat first.
Brockus,
that would have been funnier if I hit you in the face. I'm not gonna lie. It would have been funnier if we heard "ow."
That would have been hilarious.
I'm actually glad it did not go that route. I have cat-like reflexes. If the cat was just fat and lazy.
Anyway, who would you like to hear about next, Brockus? Do you want another Florida man story?
Yes.
Rob, give me another Florida man story.
All right, since we talked about it a little bit, we are going with naked Florida man.
I have naked Florida man.
Yes, I'm Noah. Oh, so you're stealing my thing. You can have that story if that's your story.
No, which one? The one I put in a naked Florida man. Do you have a different?
No, I don't. I thought you were giving me that story. I thought you found it for me.
You know what? You can have naked Florida.
I don't want to take
children.
Dude, have it. Florida man's your thing, so you get naked Florida man.
I told you that like 5 minutes after you posted it that I was stealing it. Okay-ish. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry,
Do
Mom.
not make me send you guys to your rooms without dessert.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Wanted Florida man walks around naked, cooks spaghetti during break-in. Indian River County. I know. He's cracking a little bit.
falls on man, breaks into house, shits on carpet, gets shot at by wife, shits on carpet again, runs away. We've had Florida man naked, breaking and entering, stealing shit, getting away. We've had Florida man burning himself on his front lawn naked. We have not had Florida man breaks into house and makes spaghetti.
So this was a 70-year-old woman, and the thing that I keep picturing is that this woman like comes home or comes downstairs, and he's got like 2 places set at the dinner table and candles lit and a fucking Barry Manilow on fucking radio, and it's just some naked Florida man stranger that's setting down a nice little spaghetti dinner for the 2 of them. That's what I'm picturing. Just like, who the fuck are you? But oh, that smells delicious. Oh my. All right. Indian River County, a 70-year-old woman got quite the shock when a stranger broke into her home while she was resting on her couch about 6 p.m. Monday. And they even only got weirder from there. Oh, so I was wrong. So she knew he broke into her house from the beginning because she was just chilling on her couch. Sam.
It's not getting better.
Samit Irving, 29, of the 3800 block of 42nd Place, was wanted by the Indian River County Sheriff's Office and attempting to evade capture, deputies said. Don't say anything. The police are after me and outside right now. I can't leave, Irving said as he closed the woman's door behind him, according to his arrest affidavit.
At least he's polite. He closed the door.
Yeah, true. Irving proceeded to boil water and make himself a bowl of spaghetti, the woman told deputies. He washed up in the bathroom, undressed fully, and walked around the house naked, the affidavit said. Wait, was he naked when he cooked the spaghetti? That's what I have to know.
I'm guessing not. I'm guessing he was clothed, ate the spaghetti, went to the restroom, and went, I'm taking my clothes off.
Sounds legit to me. I mean, who I just had a delicious bowl of spaghetti, but I am feeling dirty.
That spaghetti sauce can get everywhere when you're slurping, dude.
Yeah, you don't want it to get on your clothes,
And he might have been wearing a white shirt.
Maybe.
Or white pants, something.
You just never know. With Florida man, it's just unpredictable. The woman said she was afraid to move, but eventually found an opportunity to get to the door and open it. Irving ran, and the woman quickly flagged down a deputy in the area. Irving was captured nearby in a wooded area behind Wabasso Foods and was charged with burglary of an occupied dwelling, exposure of sexual organs, petty theft, and resisting arrest without violence. He was also served with outstanding warrants for giving a false name while detained, resisting arrest with violence, and violating probation in a cocaine possession case. The spaghetti was the only item reported stolen in the break-in. Irving was being held without bail Tuesday in Indian River County Jail. And that's all we got. I want more details.
I want to know, did he have breadsticks with this?
How was the spaghetti?
Was it al dente or did he overcook it?
Yeah. Did he put meat in the sauce or just tomato sauce?
Or was there veggies?
Yeah.
Was it ragu or prego? There are questions.
This is shoddy journalism.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep. And all I wanted to know is if he was naked while he was cooking spaghetti.
I mean, that's reasonable.
See, in the headline, they mention naked first and then cooking spaghetti, making you think that it's in the order. But in the article, they say it's the other way around.
Yeah, I honestly thought he was cooking the spaghetti while
Yeah, not exactly what I thought. And I apologize. This is Ren's article I stole from her. I should not have done that. I'm sorry.
Atema, I typically do not pass on messages. I will this time because it's relevant. Rob, can you tell the Brownie Bandit story before Mark has a coronary?
Yeah.
What's the Brownie Bandit story? What the fuck?
This was when me and my brother were living in Santa Fe, and there was a 3-day music fest going on a few miles south of it at the Downs, and we we got tickets, of course, with all our buddies. And one of the nights we were there, we all bought these weed brownies off somebody and grubbed them, and we're all high as fuck. But one of my buddies got so fucking high that after the show, he drove around for a while, had no idea where he was, walked into some lady's house, took a shower, and then passed out naked on her couch. Had no idea who this lady was. This was in some old little Hispanic neighborhood where everybody who lives on the block is related to each other. So the old lady woke up and found him there and passed out on the couch, and then went next door and got her cousin or something like that, and came back with a gun and held him at gunpoint until the cops showed up. And there was an article about it in the newspaper, and the headline was "Naked Man Blames Brownie."
Oh my god, I'm gonna die before this shit ends.
But I was like, God damn, you fucking lightweight, dude. I had the same fucking brownie.
Oh, I don't think you understand.
I was fine.
He ate too much brownie. Either that, or he just so happened to be the poor bastard that got the centerpiece, and the centerpiece it wasn't mixed right.
Yeah, he got the little chunk.
He got a whole fucking nug in the middle of that goddamn brownie, and he's just sitting there like.
To be fair, my tolerance is ridiculous.
How long before you guys let him live down the headline?
I'm pretty sure they bring it up to this day.
No, yeah, we still laugh at him about it. It's good shit. If you ever go to the store, you bring him a brownie, laugh at him. It's all good shit.
Not a problem, Tema.
I can totally see you and Mark at some point or another. Like maybe you guys are all out there hanging out or something like that, and then somebody decides to just randomly pull out a fucking gas station brownie and just be like, "Hey man, you hungry?"
You want another brownie? I swear it's clean. I swear it's.
Those are not special sprinkles.
Yeah,
you need to calm down.
It's a normal brownie, I swear. Go ahead and have a nibble. Just nibble.
Oh god! All right, we're gonna move over to another one of Ishtar's stories. Oh, I need to calm the fuck down.
Okay, earthquakes, books that kill, or the science behind the fear of Friday the 13th.
Books that kill. I really am curious because I'm thinking big fucking dictionary, and you just beat somebody to death with it.
It is far more intriguing than that.
Oh.
If you plan on doing lots of summer reading this year, be sure to keep the safety basics in mind. Always keep your page-turning fingers hydrated, never enter an unfamiliar fictional world without a compass, and, most important, watch out for poisonous books. Odd as it may sound, words on paper can actually be toxic, even deadly, if they're colored with the wrong pigments. A team of researchers at the University of Southern Denmark recently rediscovered this particular bane of bibliophiles when they pulled 3 Renaissance-era manuscripts from the school library's rare book collection and put them under an X-ray microscope and found themselves face-to-face with glowing green arsenic. We took these 3 rare books to the X-ray lab because the library had previously discovered that medieval manuscript fragments, such as copies of Roman law and canonical law, were used to make their covers. Jacob Povel-Holk, a research librarian at SDU, and Carl Lund Rasmussen, an associate professor in physics, chemistry, and pharmacy, wrote in The Conversation. It is well documented that European bookbinders in the 16th and 17th centuries used to recycle older parchments. The problem was all 3 book covers were caked in an extensive layer of green paint that made reading the underlying text impossible with the naked eye. So, Holk and Rasmussen used a technique called micro X-ray fluorescence to shine a pinhole-thin beam of light onto the manuscripts, hoping to highlight specific elements, like calcium or iron, baked into the underlying ink. Instead, they found arsenic. Arsenic is a natural metal. I know, you never thought you would have to worry about books and arsenic, right?
Well, and I don't know about that. I mean, we had the whole don't open strange envelopes with no address or return address because there's fucking anthrax in it and shit. And then people started using that as a joke and sending that shit to their friends with flour in it or sugar. And on occasion, if you guys were rich enough, cocaine.
That was for the friends who merged.
You know, in those movies where they find ancient tombs and old manuscripts and they open it up and blow the dust into somebody's face comedically.
Yeah.
Now we know that would actually kill him. Fucking poison the shit out of him. That's awesome.
I don't know what happened to Jimmy. It just blew the dust in his face like a joke, like they do in the movies, and he just keeled over.
Tomb is cast.
It's okay. Kelly Green. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was like, Kelly Green used arsenic, and they used to put that in candy.
Well, that's one way to wreck your diet. Arsenic poisoning occurs primarily through ingestion, say by licking one's finger and turning the page of a contaminated book. But some of the poison can also seep in through touch and inhalation. Because it's both tasteless and odorless, arsenic has been used as a poison for thousands of years, the researchers wrote. No shit. Despite its deadly reputation, arsenic was briefly considered safe to use as a pigment and dye during parts of the 19th century, so long as it wasn't ingested. This attitude resulted in the unwitting production of poisonous wallpaper, postage stamps, formal dresses, and paint pigments that literally made art drop dead gorgeous. According to Holk and Rasmussen, the green arsenic-loaded pigment on 3 rare book covers is likely a popular mass-produced Victorian pigment called Paris green. Impressionist and post-impressionist painters used different versions of this pigment to create their vivid masterpieces, the researchers wrote. This means that many museum pieces today contain the poison. Because the Paris green pigment just serves as an undercoat on these 3 book covers, it probably wasn't applied for aesthetic purposes, the researchers said. Rather, it's more likely that the arsenic paint was slathered onto the rare books in the 19th century as a sort of emerald green pesticide to keep insects and other vermin away from the precious old pages. The 3 toxic page turners are now being stored in separate, ventilated cabinets in the SDU library, the researchers said. The books will soon be digitized so that future researchers can plumb their ancient secrets without succumbing to that most bittersweet book lover's fate, death by reading. That is how I am going to go in life, guys.
How are you going to ensure that?
When I die, it'll be because I've forgotten to eat or sleep because I've had a really, really good book.
Just dip your next John Grisham in some fucking anthrax.
I enjoy reading myself, but not enough to die over it. No. If I get sick from reading something...
You're going to die from reading hentai. That's what you're going to do, fucking Brockus. I don't know why.
I'm not going to die from it unless, of course,
it was the fucking slip of the tongue. Shut the fuck up.
The guy's malnourished and he's drained of a lot of his bodily fluids, and we don't know what happened. And I'm just going to have to come out to the doctor and say, look, bro, I've been single for a very long time, and Hentai Love has a fuck ton of shit on there that I just cannot not masturbate to. So
just remember
to
stock up on Gatorade, Brockus. You'll be fine.
I will try to stock up on the Gatorade, but those big ass fucking jiggly titties and Ahigo faces are calling to me a lot, so I may forget to hydrate myself. I'm just saying that most likely I'm gonna drink. I will probably die from masturbation. I'll be the first man in history to die from jerking it too much.
There's got to be somebody. You think there hasn't been somebody in history?
I don't think there's nobody been recorded. I'm pretty sure if somebody has done that way, like they left a very specific note saying, like, tell them I died of a heart attack, please. This is too fucking embarrassing.
Brockus, you need to own that ship, and you need to be proud and announce it in your obituary. First man who ever died of masturbation.
Actually, I'm getting a lot of articles. Brazilian teenager dies after masturbating 42 times. Man dies after masturbating 62 times, 56 times. 100. Apparently, a study shows that masturbation kills 100 Germans every year.
You're just giving me goals, bro. I got to beat those numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
I have
we
to
have
make sure I
solid
die.
numbers to beat.
I solid numbers, yes, but I got to make sure I die in a very embarrassing way and shit with a note specifically saying, like, if this is how I went out, you will take pictures, we'll put that shit on the internet. Of course, censor the spot you shouldn't.
Okay, it's time to start training, Brockus. I'll be your Mickey. Let's do this.
All the German porn? No, not all the German porn, because some German porn involves poop, and I am not into that. I do not do the German scat. In fact, I don't
know
do
that
scat in general.
staircase. You know that staircase he runs up at the end of Rock, or in the training session of Rocky. You know you're ready. You know you're ready to take on the champ when you can leave a load on every single one of those stairs. Yeah, Brockus, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh no. Okay. Ren, it's time.
Oh, it's time for the Tess holiday?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm already. Oh, he's already frayed. Ren, come on, lay the smack down.
All right. From self.com, Tess Holiday's health is none of your business.
Then stop taking pictures of her and showing it all over the internet and talking about how fucking healthy she is. If it's none of my fucking business, stop making it a goddamn point to talk about it all the fucking time. What is wrong with you people? Shut up already.
Brockus, are you mad because your waifu is being stalked?
No.
I'd like to remind the chat that was one sentence in to the Tess Holiday article. Just one.
That was the headline.
Oh yeah, it gets better from here, I bet.
It does. Now we're going to jump ahead a little bit. This is an author who got into body positivity, who met with Tess Holiday. And we'll just get into that whole meeting. More than beautiful, Holiday looks fascinating. Her hair is a bright shade of red with warm undertones and understated highlights that make it gleam. It reminds me of Jessica Rabbit's hair, but with better conditioner.
No. First of all, her natural hair color isn't as actual bright as that.
I bet she has a great personality.
She uses hair care products to make it bright like it is. Her actual hair color, because somebody pointed this out before she became a fucking model, was a dingy fucking orange. It's very similar to Copper Cab's hair. So don't fucking sit there and tell me that it's a natural bright hair color. Now, motherfucker, go look at fucking teenage version of the bitching witch. That chick looked like Jessica Rabbit going to high school. Holy fuck! Goddamn lie. Continue. I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna hate all of it.
Brockus, breathe. Breathe. In with the good, out with the bad.
Yes. Jumping more, they talk about going to a place to get fried chicken, because that's what you get if you're worried about your health. But
it's none of your business to stop eating that fucking KFC, you fat bitch.
There's a certain type of internet commenter that any fat woman on social media is undoubtedly familiar with. The concern troll. If you are a fat woman with an unmitigated gall to present yourself as happy or beautiful, guys, such bullshit. Concern trolls will tell you that you are not healthy and should focus on losing weight. They will often accuse you of glorifying obesity, not for not publicly hating or castigating yourself for existing while not being thin. Of course, these folks don't know how healthy you are or aren't, but they are determined to help you.
I know how healthy you aren't.
Yeah, I'm
you're
fat.
300 pounds overweight.
I'm fat. I will say this much. I am fat. I am not as fat as Tess Holiday. In fact, I believe Tess Holiday actually weighs more than me, despite the size difference between the two of us. She's still bigger than me girth-wise. I'm taller than her. And I should have more mass on her, but she actually has more mass on me. She weighs more than I do. I'm actually dropping in weight because when I put on some swim trunks that I've had for years earlier, which are usually tight around the waist, they were slipping off my ass. I had to strap that doubly on my fucking waist. Anyways, no, I am fat and I'm unhealthy. I can be honest about this because my body should not jiggle the way it does when it moves. It's an unhealthy thing. It is a common thing. You can be comfortable with that, or you could be a fucking hypocrite who goes around and tells people, I'm still so healthy because I weigh over 400 pounds and I'll eat me lots of butter, but you can't tell me I'm not healthy because I'm healthy. Really? The TEDx chick who fucking died of a heart attack 2 months after she did her body positivity thing could tell you a different fucking story, you fat bitch. Fuck!
Continuing on. This is fun.
Wow.
As we settled into our seats at the restaurant, I asked about an exchange I had witnessed the other day on her Instagram page, where she currently has 1.5 million followers. In predictable concern troll fashion, a man had commented on one of Holiday's Instagram posts about how unhealthy she must be because of her weight. She had reposted his comment with a surprising response. Holiday doesn't usually clap back on individuals this way, but something about this guy must have especially pissed her off. I think, quote, I think it infuriates me that so many people have bought the idea of what we should look like instead of actually giving a crap about everyone around you, she says. People should mind their own business.
Agreed. But people don't.
She's presenting a body positivity movement. She's making it like she wants to present a discussion, right? Or no, she just wants you to shut up and listen to her.
Just be glad I'm not showing the photos that come in this article.
Yeah, thankfully, because I don't want to fucking throw my goddamn laptop.
We would never get this stream going because Schmeckle can't keep his internet up and running, and without Brockets, we're screwed.
I wonder if her blood pressure or cholesterol is at healthy levels.
I've actually just recently been informed that I am being too loud yet again, even though apparently whenever I actually am trying to sleep, doesn't fucking matter. Everybody can make as much goddamn noise as they want, so I don't give a shit. But because I don't want to fucking have a constant goddamn reminder that I'm being too fucking loud, I'm going to actually try to be a little more calm in my rage, even though I'm extremely fucking pissed right now. Yeah, as Rob pointed out, you're consistently doing a body positivity fucking campaign across the goddamn internet. You are always fucking posting pictures of yourself in lewd fucking clothing, shit like that, and trying to say, look at me, I'm so beautiful, look at me. You know how the internet is, and yet you have the same fucking goddamn stupidity to think that you can actually tell people, my health is none of your business. Well, stop throwing your health in our face. Stop throwing your body positivity in our face, because I will never subscribe to your hypocritical body positivity. Why? Because you are the same type of person and the same type of people that will sit there and tell me that Anna Cherie has a very unhealthy lifestyle because it's actually filled with health and positivity and helping people better themselves with athletics and shit like that. She even owns her own fucking gym for shit like this and is a fitness model. She's competed in the fucking lingerie bowl a few times and is actually quite beautiful and has a beautiful fucking personality to boot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Anna Cherie has a very realistic body style, and she has a very fucking positive body style living and all kinds of shit like that. But you will go on the fucking offensive and the defensive and try to say that women like Anna Cherie, women like Jen Selter are fucking monsters because they're skinny, in shape, fit, and the ideal woman to most society. And guess what? There's a reason for that. Put the fucking box of Twinkies down, shut your fat fucking mouth, and quit actually putting yourself in these positions if you don't want the fucking judgment flung at you like a goddamn monkey flinging shit everywhere.
Yeah, what you said.
Yeah, what you said. Brockus, I have a question for you. You said you're a tubby little queer, right?
Not exactly full queer, but I'm a tubby fucking fat guy.
You're queer for me. You're queer for me.
I am gay for the Comos, yes.
Yes. Okay. Do people normally bring up online or in your everyday life how unhealthy you must be because of how fat you are?
I call myself fat all the time, and other people.
Well, you call yourself fat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. After, but is that normally something people message you about?
Yeah, actually, I do get messaged about being unhealthy quite a lot. In fact, Anon has yelled at me because of my diet a few
Okay,
times.
but I'm talking about from strangers. What I'm
Well,
referring to is they're talking about concerned trolls who are
oh,
unsolicited, coming on their Instagram and stuff like that, and talking about how unhealthy they must be
okay,
because of
okay.
their weight.
Let
Do
me
you
I
get
guess explain then. You see, I rarely post pictures of myself on any form of social media. But when I do, most of the time people don't typically go in on me for being a fat guy or talk about being unhealthy, because usually my message is meant as a comedy piece or a gag, simply because I am making a joke if I'm doing a Twitter video, which I have a few of on my Twitter. Or if it's on Facebook, it's usually just me in my Ren Fair cosplay, and I'm fucking, proud that I actually was working at a Ren Fair at one point, or I have fucking costumes and shit like that. Or maybe it's just me with my friends because we're about to go and see the newest MCU movie, whatever the case is. And usually the only people that actually see these pictures are not strangers, they're actually just friends and family. But there have been a few cases where complete strangers did see me, and yeah, they called me fat. That's it.
Yeah, they
Ooh.
called you fat. So, do you think that the fact that this woman is famous for claiming that you can be that fat and healthy might be the reason she gets people contacting her
Oh,
claiming that being fat is not healthy? Do you think that might have something to do with it?
absolutely. In fact, that is one of the main reasons why she has the type of fucking responses that she does. Why she has these so-called health trolls, or these concern trolls
Concerned
and shit like
trolls.
that, as
Yes,
they
because
call it. Yeah.
people who maybe have had family members die from heart issues due to obesity and stuff like that. They are just trolls. They're just fucking trolls. Trolls don't sit there and say like, I'm. Well, I don't know. Some do, but they don't say like you must be unhealthy for being fat. They'll troll you for something else. Not
No, yeah. Usually,
Uh,
usually
that's
I
not a
get trolled for
troll.
being a
That's not a
fag or
troll.
something. That's
I,
you. My trolling is something completely different. It's not usually about my weight. But another thing about Tess Holiday I would like to bring to light is she's a fucking hypocritical liar. She's consistently, in the beginning of her career especially, and even now she continues to push this, claiming that despite her size and despite her eating habits, I guess you could say, all that stuff, she's still a flawless skinned woman, this gorgeous goddess of bigotry. I'm sorry, bigness, not bigotry, and all that stuff. Well, really, it's all Photoshop, because she's got cellulite that makes her ass look like the fucking moon's surface, and she has very poor skin all over her chest. She's got freckles, she's got blemishes. The woman is photoshopped, is using filters in all of her fucking glam shots and stuff. If you were to meet her in person, she would look incredibly flawed, because she is. But she's constantly lying to her fans and her followers about what she actually looks like. She's even, I shit you not, she's even been caught changing the shape of her body just slightly to make herself seem less as big as she actually is. Tess Holiday is a horrible human being. She's a fucking liar. She's a hypocrite. And anytime somebody actually points out the bullshit that keeps coming out of her fucking mouth, she just turns the finger on them and says, "How dare you?" Fuck you, Tess. You are one of the worst kinds of people out there. I hate your type. You are awful. But I want to bring notice to Fistable Frodo. Love that name, by the way. Hey, Brockus, I'm concerned about your weight. I think it's time to set down the Cheetos and Sody Pop and hit the gym, boy. Let me just go ahead and correct you there. It's not Cheetos, it's Doritos, and it's not Sody Pop, it's Monsters. So, fuck you. I am very unhealthy. I'm extremely unhealthy.
At least you acknowledge it.
Oh, because Tess Holiday in this article, her and the other lady, they called it abuse.
Oh, fuck. Of course, it's abuse. It's yeah, it has
Frodo
to.
just
Can't be anything else.
Fucking abused you, Brockus.
Yeah. Oh my God, Visible Frodo. I'm so gonna.
Oh, and it's not just that. Guess who wrote a book?
Did Tess Holiday write a book?
Yes.
Does it weigh 400 pounds?
Maybe. It's called The Not So Subtle Art of Being a Fat Girl, Loving the Skin You're In.
There's nothing subtle about being a fat person. I can tell you right now, there's nothing subtle about it. Everything you wear accentuates your fatness. Every time you go outside, it is the most noticeable thing about you. People recognize I'm fat before they realize how tall I am. I don't. There's no secret. You just accept it and move on with your life. By the way, this is not necessarily me actually hating on fat people or anything like that, or a self-hating fat person. No. Anyone who's been watching me long enough knows I like the thick ladies. I like them thick because they are shapely and jiggly and nice and soft, and I do enjoy the butters. However, I hate women and I hate people like Tess Holiday who do this stuff to themselves but blame everyone the fuck else for the problems in their lives. I can't stand people like that. So I will attack one of the most obvious weaknesses they truly have. I have a buddy of mine who, anytime he pisses me off, I start calling him a fat ass because he has gotten fatter over the years. We used to be the same size in high school, but then he kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And it's a weakness of his because I know he doesn't like when people bring up the fact that he's a fat guy. But he will say some of the most outlandish, horrendous shit where he's essentially blaming other people for his problems he created. And it pisses me off to no end. So I'm going to in those situations, I will attack people for obvious things simply because you are taking shit too fucking far. You are pointing fingers at other people and saying, I'm fat because society doesn't want me to be fat. No, cunt, you're fat because you wouldn't stop eating Domino's at 3 a.m. Stop acting like
Domino's at 3 a.m. is sometimes the only way you can get through till morning.
I'm not.
If you're drunk.
I'm not.
I've done it.
I've done that so many times. I've fucking bought Domino's at 9 or something like that just before the place is closed, and it's been a shit. I got a shitload of pizzas because I've been drinking my ass off, whatever, and I'm still eating Domino's at 3 a.m. I've done this. All the stuff I'm judging other people on, I have done myself. It's technically projecting, but I'm actually mocking these people because they're the ones who clearly have the fucking problem. I'm comfortable with how I look. I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm a big dude. I don't give a shit. Eventually, I do want to lose the weight and actually get in better shape and everything because I like living. It's nice. I want to continue doing it.
But it's better with Domino's and Monster.
Oh God, yes. If I could continue living and having a healthier, lifestyle, but still occasionally indulge in 3 a.m. Domino's and Monsters, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that. Are you crazy?
But Brockus, here's a question: have you ever blamed fashion companies because they don't carry up to 6X sizing?
No, I get a little frustrated because sometimes I'll come across nerdy T-shirts at a store that I really want to buy, and they don't have any that doesn't make my titties look juicy as fuck. But, it's just one of those things you've got to deal with because sometimes you just cannot wear certain types of clothing. I would have liked to have worn pants that, show off my sexy legs, except my legs look like they came off of the Blob. Well, no, that's not entirely true. It's mostly my torso. My legs look like they came off of a lazy-ass bodybuilder.
Yes, because Tess Holiday said she makes a big point. Let me get back to that article, that paragraph.
Bruni, there are Domino's out in Nevada that do not close ever. There are Subways out in Nevada that do not close ever. Do not tell me I have not ordered pizza late at night when I was living in Nevada doing exactly that. I just had to go and pick it up. I couldn't actually have it delivered.
All right. She's also thoughtful about the fashion brands she supports and the clothes she wears. For example, she tries hard not to wear brands that don't go up to a 5X or 6X in sizing if she can avoid it. and she's intentional about what designers she supports. Quote, I choose to wear designers and clothes from people that I like what they're doing, because if you're not supporting people like that, then they're not going to be around, she says. I like to buy my clothes from people that actually give a shit about my body and about plus bodies. That
Bullshit.
makes me
If Amber
happy.
Crombie had +6 XXX sizes, she would fucking be working for them if she could. She'd be working for big brands if she could.
Yeah. And the rest of this article just goes into she had postpartum depression. Okay, that's sad, but you dealt with it. Okay, whatever. And then it ends with this quote. I think it's the last one. I can live my life. I can be at Disneyland and eat fried chicken, and that's my choice. She says, and that's what's great. It's my body.
If that's
Nobody's stopping you from eating fried chicken.
I freaking go to the gym and I'm watching what I eat, but you know what? I still have fried chicken when I have a freaking craving for fried chicken. I just moderate how much I eat. I have
fried
just
chicken.
a few little pieces.
And if you have some vegetables on the side, it's still a balanced meal.
Yeah. And after the gym, you freaking need some protein.
It's just and by the way, for people who are unaware of this, it is actually confirmed by John Cena and several other athletes. But if you work out really hard in the gym, if you go super hard and you sweat buckets practically, you warm yourself down, you can, after that very hard workout, eat anything you want for about for the next 15 minutes, any single thing you want, and it will not affect you in any way, shape, or form, because your body has already just gone through the whole process of destroying everything it can in your stomach. So it's sort of like the ultimate free pass. It's kind of like an encouragement for athletes, bodybuilders, fitness models, stuff like that. It's an encouragement for them to work out as hard as they can, so they can immediately leave the gym and go straight across the street to the In-N-Out and just fucking gorge on a double with animal style fries.
I don't know, man. I'm more of a binge purge guy myself.
The gym that I go to, as soon as we come out, the first thing I smell is Mongolian barbecue, because there's one right in the parking lot.
I love that spot. Oh my God.
It is the most torturous scent.
Do you know what you do at Mongolian barbecue? You know what you got to do? So you get your bowl full of that you can make overheaping, and then you go to the green beans. You fill up your bowl, and then you make a little wall of green beans around the edge of your bowl, and then you top that motherfucker off. You get like twice as much. You make a little barricade of green beans around that motherfucker.
There's actually a place that Baskin Robbins. There's a Baskin Robbins in the same parking lot as a gym that I used to go to a lot. And anytime I would leave the gym, it was usually late at night, because I worked the graveyard shift, and the only times I ever really wanted to leave the house was when there was next to nobody outside, because I fucking don't like people. Anyways, I would go to the gym, I'd work out, I'd sweat my ass off, I'd start walking out of the fucking gym, and my shirt would be completely drenched, I'd have swamp ass, all that stuff. And I'd look across the way and I'd see the Baskin Robbins, and none of the lights are on except for the fucking sign showing that it is a Baskin Robbins. And I'd always be so goddamn sad, because I'm just like, but I want ice cream now. I want it. I can have it.
So hard.
It was sad, because like knowing what I knew after hearing John Cena saying something like that, and like looking it up, and it actually is confirmed by many athletes that there is actually a specific amount of time right after a very hard workout, you can eat anything and it won't affect you.
That's because your body is still burning. It's still revved up and burning the calories.
Exactly.
What if you keep the workout going and you run to where you want to eat?
That would also keep your body burning the calories.
That is accurate. If you continue your workout and you want to like finish it off with a nice jog over to the place that you're going to go and be a fatty at, it's going to continue to keep your body in that sort of rhythm where you're actually, still worked out and all that shit. So you're extending the time, allowing you just a little more time to go and enjoy your triple scoop over at some ice cream shop or some shit. Oh my God, I would just be such a fat. And that's the best part about it, is that's probably the most rewarding, encouraging thing. You can eat anything you want. Ice cream, candy, soda, fried chicken. It doesn't fucking matter. Right after your workout, eat whatever the fuck you want. You earned it by what you just did to yourself. The horrible torture you put your body through. You earned that special treat. And it's so encouraging that it's going to make you want to do that 2 times a day, 3 times a day. And then eventually you don't realize it, but you've lost a fuckload of weight, despite the fact that you've eaten a lot of fucking ice cream for the last 2.5 months. Think about it. I unfortunately can't do anything with this fucking shoulder. Anyways, we have rambled on long enough with this particular topic.
I think you want some ice cream.
I do want some ice cream. I fucking love ice cream. I think we're gonna go into Ishtar's story, the one that I said I wanted to save for later on in the show, and then we're going to probably top this off with Rob's special story, but I'm not sure yet. What were the other stories you had, Ishtar?
I had the science behind the fear of Friday the 13th and earthquake in Mexico.
That was the one I was looking for, the Friday the 13th. Science behind Friday the 13th. Let's hear it.
Okay. So, do you guys have triskaidekaphobia?
No.
That's good to hear. Today is the second, well, today is not, but Friday was the second and last Friday the 13th of the year, even though the date is known throughout Western culture as one tainted with evil and negativity. It's really just another Friday on the calendar. There is no difference between today and yesterday or last Friday regarding luck, right? It's 2018 and people are far less superstitious than were people who lived in the Middle Ages when superstition was commonplace. Well, maybe not, said Kenneth Drinkwater, a parapsychologist at Manchester Metropolitan University in England. We're actually really superstitious now, if not more so, and yet we think we're not, he said. There's no scientific evidence to suggest this day has an increased chance of bad occurrences compared with other days, but that doesn't mean scientists haven't tried to find any. In Thomas W. Lawson's 1907 novel, Friday the 13th, a broker takes advantage of the superstition and creates a Wall Street panic on the evil day. Excuse me. The book was the likely inspiration for a number of scientific examinations of stock market returns on Fridays that fell on the 13th day of the month compared with all the other Fridays. In 2001, Brian Lucy, a statistician and business professor at Trinity College, Dublin in Ireland, published his analysis of a few of those studies and found several flaws. The studies had narrow assessments overall, focusing on just a few markets or a single stock exchange. When he analyzed the data as a whole, Lucy found that internationally, with few exceptions, and returns on Friday the 13th were typically a little higher than returns on other Fridays. The scientific evidence for cause and effect may not be there, but people may still alter their behavior on Friday the 13th in a way that causes certain things to happen that day, Drinkwater said. For example, the way people might drive might be different from their usual. The few studies that have retroactively examined traffic accidents haven't found statistically significant trends that suggest Friday the 13th is more dangerous than other Fridays on the road. It's because all the people who are paranoid are staying home. However, in 1994, Scanlon and colleagues reported that the risk of hospital admission as a result of a car accident is as much as 55% higher on Friday the 13th compared with other Fridays. Staying at home is recommended, the researchers concluded, but it is more important to note that the study was published in the Christmas issue of the BMJ, which is a tongue-in-cheek edition of the medical journal that normally publishes serious research. The science is clear. Friday the 13th is a normal day. Yet, people continue to think this is destined to be a bad day. It helps people reduce anxiety, says Neil Dagnall, a parapsychologist at Manchester Metropolitan University. Superstition generally serves as a mechanism to provide reassurance, he said. Coming up with a reason why things went bad or might go bad in the future is a way for people to feel in control when they really aren't. Psychologically, superstitions arise from the desire to influence external events, decrease anxiety, and reduce uncertainty, Drinkwater explained. When it comes to Friday the 13th, people are cautious because their culture has taught them to associate negative things with the date. That's why superstitions are confined to particular cultures and have many variations, as parapsychologists explained. For example, in Italy, the number 17 is far unluckier than 13, and in China, it's the number 4. The history of Friday the 13th varies depending on whom you ask, but Dagnall said it doesn't matter why people think the day is unlucky. What tends to happen with many of these superstitions is nobody's quite sure why they arise, so there's all these different versions, but the superstition itself remains culturally ingrained, Dagnall said. Besides, he said, I don't think people know often why they do things.
Actually,
Italians are retarded worrying about 17.
well, no,
That
okay.
country's a mess.
So here's how we eventually came to the evolution of Friday the 13th. Way back when, in the old fucking countries in Europe and such, there used to be what was considered a 13th hour, and it was considered the witching hour due to the fact that they actually did believe legitimately in witchcraft and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Witches are evil, they're bad, we've associated with that with them, blah, blah, blah. The number 13 was also associated with the devil because eventually conspiracy fucking starters created the concept of 13 plus witches equals devil and so on and so forth. So the 13th hour is referred to as the witching hour, blah, blah, blah. Got it. Whatever. We fast forward to how religion eventually started to influence a lot of society, and Christianity specifically influenced society in a way that we eventually created a date called Good Friday. It is actually referred to as a holy day, even though, realistically speaking, the only holy day is supposed to technically be the Sabbath, which is Sunday. But Good Friday was an association with, holy days and stuff like that. Hence the reason why we have phrases like red letter days and shit like that, because on calendars, especially, you would have that specific Friday was inked with red instead of black like all the other days and such, and that was Good Friday. And that was a day you were supposed to treat similar to the Sabbath, but whatever. I'm going into very basics of all this shit. You piece it all together and you have conspiracy nuts eventually creating more and more conspiracies. You eventually create more and more supernatural fucking concepts because for a very long time, the unknown was so scary to us, we just kept creating things in our heads to make them worse and worse. Inevitably, the evolution became Friday the 13th was actually an unholy day because it was a good day. It was a Good Friday, but the number 13 was on it. Hence, Friday the 13th is considered.
It's like an upside down crucifix.
Yes, that's essentially what it was. It was the exact opposite of what Good Friday was supposed to be, because at some point the number 13 would eventually show up on the calendar. Now that is why we have the whole Friday the 13th concept. And eventually it was pushed further with the horror movie back in the 1970s, Friday the 13th. There you go. That's the actual history of how Friday the 13th came to actually be a fucking day. This writer clearly didn't do enough research.
I'm wondering how much of that you pulled out of your ass.
I didn't actually pull it out of my ass. This is stuff you can go look up yourself. The number 13 is associated with witchcraft and the witching hour.
Oh, no, that I'm sure of.
Oh, the writer?
And then the conspiracy theorists started getting a hold of it. And blah, blah, and A led to C and led to F and G. And
well, it's how misinformation gets spread throughout.
Yeah, I know.
Like for example, I've brought this up a lot lately, but that's because it is really a fascinating subject to me. Gilles de Rais is the perfect example of how people will cover up certain things or they will push ideas.
Yeah, you're getting shit in the chat, bro.
For what? This is
For
crazy.
your being a
conspiracy.
wrong person.
From Mark
wrong
Coma.
person.
From Mark Como. Brockus is a wrongson from
Wrong
Wrongsville.
person.
You went to Wrongville High and got taught wrong shit his whole life.
How
I don't know.
Apparently, you got
I
your
don't care
Wrongville
enough to.
And got a Wrongville GED.
There's a lot of reasons why Friday the 13th is considered unlucky, and some people actually consider it lucky. But triskaidekaphobia is actually the fear of the number 13, so that probably doesn't help.
Well, no, again, that's one of those things where it's like the number 13 is such a weird fucking number. Like, I don't understand why I really don't get why people still to this day consider 13 to be such an unlucky number. Hotels will even completely, not have a 13th floor, even though it's clearly the 13th floor. And instead of you go into 1201 straight to 1301, it's 1201. The next level, the first fucking door is 1401.
And actually, some buildings will even go so far as to build a small gap between floors 12 and 14 to make an unusable 13th floor that the elevator passes right by, but there is open space between the 12th and 14th
Yeah.
floors.
From Mark Como, and this is what he said in chat. Friday the 13th remembers the day the Knights Templar got betrayed and all got murdered.
Cool. That's way better than what that shit Brockus was saying.
I'm not saying it's the only. Jesus fucking Christ!
I'm
not saying that what I was saying is the only fucking reason why Friday the 13th is looked at the way it is. I'm saying that this is the information I have myself gathered over the fucking years because I didn't know any of this shit, and then I would randomly watch fucking TV shows on History Channel, and this was the information I eventually gathered. Excuse the fuck out of me. If you think I'm wrong, fine. I'm fucking wrong. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Show me the fucking proof or shut the hell up. I don't fucking care otherwise.
Yeah,
I really don't give a fuck why people actually think Friday the 13th is fucking bad. I don't give a fuck if I got Good Friday wrong. I don't care. I really don't. You're making a big fucking deal out of nothing.
Let's move on. Because
Christ.
It is a useless thing to hang up on.
Yeah, there's a lover spat between Brockus and Mark right now.
No, Mark is fine. It's fucking Annie, man. She's been up my ass since I think yesterday.
She likes to fist people.
Apparently.
Oh, and Mark is saying that Ancient Aliens isn't a good news source.
I said the History Channel. I got this information way before Ancient Aliens was even a TV show on fucking History Channel, and I do not understand why Ancient Aliens is on the History Channel. It makes no sense because none of it's true.
Oh, Gulf City Streaming. That's AP. Hello.
All right. Okay, so who's next?
Well, it's either another Florida man story to make Brockus rage, or it's Ren's turn.
I have a good one to make him rage.
Oh, Christ. All right, let's hear the rage.
All right. This is from Cosmo. So here is our fun lifestyle thing from them. This pegasm or orgasm trick is actually really dangerous.
What?
Oh, you haven't heard about this, Brockus. Pegasm, for those who don't know, is, as this person said, when one user posted asking, had a mini orgasm after peeing after holding it in, and not just holding it in oh no, we have 1 mile to the next gas station holding it in. Holding it in to the point where you're past pain.
This is real?
How do you have an orgasm when you're at that point?
No, this is a real thing. I thought this was a joke. Somebody brought this up not too long ago. This is real?
This is real.
Oh,
this is real.
Make it not real, please.
Oh my
Pretty
god.
please.
What is
Pretty
wrong
please.
with people? I mean, seriously, wow.
Who the fuck comes up with this? Who thought shitting on another human being was a great idea? Like, you know, I love you so much, I want to poop on your chest. Who thought of that? On top of that, who the fuck came up with the idea? I love you so much, I'm gonna choke you until you damn near die. And now it's, you know, we're gonna hold in the pee for as long as we can, and then I don't know, flick the bean until we nut. What the fuck is this? What's happening?
This is such a bad thing that a writer for Cosmo, quote from her own article, it isn't sharing stuff that she's read, because this is off Reddit for a lot of the stuff, because it basically researching this made her vomit. So this is how bad you know the trend is. But they went and they asked a doctor. This practice would be most unwise, said Dr. Claire Morrison, at GP at Medical Express. Holding on to the urine could lead to urinary infections and even kidney damage. Surely no orgasm is worth that, from the article. The reason
there is no orgasm that good. I'm sorry.
No. The reason some women achieve orgasms this way is because the full bladder sensation stimulates nerves in the pelvis, leading to arousal. However, I'm sure there are more satisfactory ways of achieving orgasm.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But no, the piss orgasm is the best one there is.
And it's not just one woman. A quote from the article, weirdly, this user wasn't alone and was met with a rallying cry of, yes, this totally happens to me, from other female users. So it wasn't just one woman on Reddit. It was several women.
Lovely.
A lot of women who were thinking this was a good idea.
Okay, I know it is really hard for women to get a good quality orgasm sometimes, but seriously? Seriously?
People tend to do the weirdest things, and I don't understand how and why they do it. I don't understand why they came to this conclusion. If a man decides to jerk off after taking a shit, it kind of makes sense. The male prostate, or the male fucking G-spot, the prostate is in his ass. So you kind of get an understanding why maybe a dude likes to take shits, whatever. I don't understand any of this though. I don't get it. Who did this? Who told these people to do these things? Who came up with this idea?
And again, pegasms aren't even, as they're being called, aren't even like the, oh crap, we're like I said, 1 mile away from the gas station, I have to hold it to that point. These are women who are intentionally hurting themselves. They're holding it that long.
There are better ways to hurt yourself for their good orgasm.
Yes,
that's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
I don't want it anymore.
I want to get off this planet. Can I get off this planet, please?
Yeah, this fucking...
bitching much here.
Oh, she came in right about pegasm. That's
yes, she did.
Her mind is filled with so much what the fuck right now.
There you go. You may have to get rid of the hidden letter, otherwise I'll send it to you on Twitter. You can read all about it.
Oh, hold on. I love, okay, bitching witch. What the fuck is pegasm? I love fucking AP's response. Grown women need to be told to go pee.
Yes, AP, that is the answer.
That is the best summed up answer anyone could give in this kind of situation.
That's good shit. All right, is that it? Right,
that was it for the story. We can stop talking about it.
Pisgasms now.
we could stop talking about the pee-gasm and how my brain's not letting me absorb that information.
Maybe we're missing out on something. I don't know. It sounds a little fucked up to me, but maybe
I
they're
mean,
not.
it feels good to pee after I've just drank like a 12-pack of beer, but nah, bro, I don't know.
Just pass.
That's stupid. Rob,
Yes.
hit us with your story.
Is this going to be my last Florida man story?
I
tonight?
guess.
If it's my last one, we got to vote. All right.
Oh.
You know what? We'll end this with a bang. You give us both of them right now. You go with the
Holy
least
crap.
Okay, one of them is an actual news article, and the other one it's kind of a Reddit story rather than a news article, but it is Florida man all the way.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we are going to start off with Florida man with no arms stabs tourist visiting popular South Beach area, police say. And I have as many questions as you.
Did he hold the knife in his mouth?
I hope so.
My cat is currently doing a blip.
He could have been hiding it in nature's pocket. You never know.
I want to.
Started
Okay,
it's a terrible twerking accident.
that conjures up so many mental images I don't need to have in my head.
All right. An armless Florida man was arrested Tuesday after he allegedly stabbed a tourist. Jonathan Crenshaw is a homeless street artist in Miami, Florida, who frequently paints on campuses near tourist attractions in and around South Beach, according to the Miami Herald. Crenshaw, 46. Holy fuck, dude. I'm looking at a picture of this guy. He looks like he's 70, 80 years old. Poor guy. He's seen some shit. Uses his feet to paint and allegedly used his feet again to stab tourist Cesar Coronado, 22, after midnight on Tuesday, the newspaper reports. Damn, dude.
That is some dedication.
How do you...
Did he put the knife in between his toes and keep to stab with his feet?
I'm
just wondering how you get hit with that. You must be totally I know, dude. Do you not see the aggressive homeless armless dude coming at you with a knife in his feet? It's like, just take a step back or push him over. Just push him over.
Does the armless guy know some capoeira shit? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe he's got a knife boot, like the Joker or some shit.
Oh, I don't know. He's homeless, he's armless, and he managed to stab a man.
Yes.
Yes. However, Crenshaw claimed he was acting in self-defense, telling police he was lying down, and Coronado, who was visiting from Chicago, punched him in the head. Coronado's friend, Cindy Barrentos, told police this was not the case, but rather her friend was simply asking Crenshaw for directions when the street artist jumped up and allegedly stabbed him, the Herald adds. Coronado suffered wounds to his left arm and was admitted to a local hospital, Reuters reports. Crenshaw was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, according to the Miami New Times. Crenshaw is in custody at the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center with a $7,500 bond, and his court date is scheduled for July 18th. His court-appointed attorney, David Frampton, did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. This is not the first time he has had trouble with the law, the Miami New Times reported. Crenshaw has been arrested several... Go ahead.
I think it's because when he has to defend an armless man accused of stabbing a man, he just looked at the paperwork and said, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Also, Mark has challenged you for next week, Florida woman stories.
Florida woman. I haven't checked on Florida woman very much, but Mark, you don't get on the show. You send the stories to me. That's how this relationship works, brother. I'll send you the cringy yesteryear ideas I have. I gave you fucking Nick Bait, bro. That was all you. Let's see. He also accused his mother of allegedly feeding him rat poison and did not wish to discuss how he lost his arms or if it was born without them, the publication reported. And that is all she wrote.
Wow. I don't know where to begin.
Dude, I just...
How did he stab him?
I am so curious about that. Like, what method did he use? Did he charge the man? Did he wait behind a wall? What happened? How do you see an armless man charge at you and just accept it?
It's like apparently he was lying down and apparently maybe taking a nap, and the guy was shaking him to wake him up, maybe. And he fucking sleeps with the knife in between his feet for emergencies such as this. And his PTSD, because this dude's obviously had a hard life. His PTSD kicked in, and bam, his fucking nom instincts, his nom training kicked in, and he fucking knifed the dude with his feet. That's my guess.
This sounds like something out of like a kung fu flick, to be perfectly honest. Lots of wire fu, and just, he would be either the main villain or the main hero.
How does this guy go back home, though, in Chicago to explain what happened to him?
So what happened to your arm, bro? I got stabbed by a dude with no arms. It's like saying you got slapped by an armless man.
I got stabbed by a guy with no arms.
That's a story that you get drinks off of because everybody wants to know how.
Wow, yeah, no. So many hows and whys in this.
I thought he might have had like maybe part of his arm, like maybe up to right above his elbow, so he could just wedge a knife in there and kind of lunge at the guy. Try just.
No, yeah, it's a. Oh fucking hell!
It's an armless man.
Oh, dude, he should get fucking whatever nubs he's got. He should get fucking arm caps on him with knives coming at the end. So he just has little mini T-Rex fucking knife arms that he can just swing at people who get too close. Little T-Rex knife nubs. Oh, that'd be amazing.
God, that's just no.
I really don't know what to say about this. The dude turned into I guess you could say a T-Rex mixed with a Velociraptor, because that motherfucker just turned his foot into a weapon.
Yeah.
My brain is hurting. Mark, I'm sorry, not Mark. Rob.
Yo. Yes.
Other story. Holy fuck.
Okay.
Make it good, Rob.
This other story. This other story is accompanied with photographs. However, we cannot, unfortunately, show these photographs on the stream. However, these photographs are about to be sent to Brockus in his inbox. And I will happily send these photographs to anybody else who messages me on Twitter and sends me a message and wants to look at them. Or you could Google this. But somebody posted on Reddit, I have 2 vaginas and am very pregnant. And that is the beginning of the story. This post begins, I was born with 2 vaginas, meaning I have 2 openings. Each has its own cervix and uterus. I am almost a full-term pregnancy in one of my uterus. It looks like a normal vagina on the outside, but has 2 holes on the inside. I was also born with 1 kidney, which is common to people born with this anomaly. The medical term is uterus didelphus or didelphus, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then we have some people verifying. And below that, somebody asks, there is a post from a day ago, holy shit, this blew my mind. When reading your OP, I assumed they were vertical and not horizontal. Can you draw a sketch of approximate proteins and approximate positions? And then the nice woman then proceeds to draw a sketch. It's pretty much, it looks like it's kind of on a cocktail napkin type sketch. I mean, it's done with a pen. There are diagrams indicating the position of each item. And this photo has just arrived in Brock's DMs. And
I want to see.
so this drawing has a line indicating where the clit is, where the labia is, where the left small vag hole is, and where the right normal sized vag hole is. They are side by side, not on top, one on top of the other. And so that is half the story. And then and then below that comment about the person asking, this person posts that sketch, and below that comment, somebody with the username Horror Unfolds says, "Getting this tattooed today. Thank you." And you think that is the end of it. But merely hours later, there is an edit to this post saying, "Ask and you shall receive." And it is a link to a photograph of somebody who actually got this sketch of a double-holed vagina tattooed on their leg. And they got the, and when I say the sketch, I mean the sketch. I mean the random off pen marks, and everything. They and this picture of the tattoo is now in Brock's inbox, so you can see that. And this person who got the vagina tattooed on their leg is a Floridian.
I want to see this picture. I have not seen this picture.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she will send it to you. And this tattoo is glorious Floridian stupidity, and it is on somebody's leg. And we find out further down. Let's see. We find out that this person is not a man who got this tattoo. It is a woman who got a tattoo of a two-holed vagina sketch on their leg. And they are, of course, from Florida. And that is my final narrative for you tonight, Brockus.
I don't.
And have you seen the photos?
I see they're there. I don't. Who
I wish I could show them on the stream.
Who did this?
All right, Ishtar, you have the photos.
Can we show that they're just illustrations? I mean, can we show these on the stream?
You can show.
Oh my fucking god!
They are so bad in the art. It's not a horrible thing. I still don't think we should. Just because it'll break minds.
Just share, Marcus.
No.
Share
Again,
the pain.
Just to be safe. Just to be safe. We are not going to show the pictures because holy fuck. Seriously, if YouTube will just decide at random to take streaming away from Gulf City without any warning, but because it's an old strike or whatever fucking like warning they had gotten and shit that was never resolved, clearly YouTube would not even hesitate to fucking take down this goddamn channel.
AP, are you sure you want the pictures? I can share them, AP.
Yeah, I can send them to AP.
I could. Either one of us could. But are you positive?
Hashtag double puss.
That's exactly what it is.
They're very piss poor
pics of double puss
drawings. I'm not gonna lie. These are very terrible drawings, but like the fact that somebody
I can post them in the chat. We can post them right there in the chat. Because I have the imager links.
Somebody legitimately.
The first one is the sketch, and the second one is what? Yeah, the second one is the tattoo.
The tattoo, yeah. I don't know who saw the picture, thought to themselves, that would look great on me for the rest of my life.
Sherman, do you really want me to? Or no, Just click the links in the chat,
Yeah,
guys.
click the links in the chat if you want to see the photos. First one is the sketch. Second one is the tattoo. I know. Okay. I figured we'd probably be able to show it, but
from again, I don't want to even risk it. I don't want to risk it. I understand because it's such a crude drawing. It doesn't seem like it would be a problem, but this is YouTube we're talking about. They're a fucking bunch of assholes that will take your channel down just for saying a naughty bad word.
Now, I
got streaming taken away for ankle.
I bet we could jump on Reddit.
Ankle. Oh my God, Ren, you hussy, showing ankle? Don't you know what time period you live in? Ankle.
Yeah, I know.
You slut.
I know.
Total slut.
Shame on you.
I'm betting we could go on Reddit and convince this person to go back for a second session and get the writing, the clit, labia, small left badge and right normal badge tattooed for a second session.
This is so okay. So, granted, understandable. The woman had a medical condition that caused this strange anomaly to happen to her. All right. That was already what was causing me, like, I have two vaginas, and I'm just like, wait, what? This is breaking my mind a bit. And then the story kept going. You sent me the first picture, and I'm just looking at it going, oh, that does. And then you said someone tattooed it on them, and I'm like, oh, no, it's getting worse. Why would they do? I don't know.
Because it's fucking Reddit that they get karma.
Okay, so it's so fucking weird. So several years ago, my brother decided to actually, try to become a tattoo artist. And when he had decided this, he had spent like, I think $100 on a tattoo gun and everything like that. But he never really practiced his artwork, which is something you really should do as a tattoo artist. And when he did decide to start practicing his tattooing, he did it to himself. And on one of his thighs is actually very shitty, crude fucking line tattoos that he did on himself with his tattoo gun and shit. It's fucking hilarious. He showed me the some of them because, like, he was wearing shorts at the time. And he was just like, look what I did. And I wanted to make fun of him. I will now, but I wanted to make fun of him at that moment. But, it's like he and I were actually on speaking terms, and it's okay. Fine, whatever. Not going to make fun of my brother for being a fucking retard. But this woman, saw the picture and thought to themselves, I want this on me forever.
You never know.
Was she drunk?
I fucking hope so.
Like, because I can understand why some people would have shitty tattoos on them. They were young. They didn't know any better. That's usually the most common story you'll probably hear when it comes to people having shitty tattoos. Or, they didn't trust the tattoo artist. And the tattoo artist was just shit. Whatever the case is, there are a variety of different stories you probably heard if you watch the show Ink Master. They're fucking awesome. I love that show. It is great. One of my favorite fucking competition shows that I'm actually willing to watch. Otherwise, I'm a fat ass and I will watch all the cooking challenge shows. But no, it's so, like, there are a variety of different stories as to why you can actually, understand why somebody has a shitty tattoo and such. Rarely do you get the stories of, well, when I started deciding to become a tattoo artist, I ended up doing this, this, and this to myself, and then I just never did tattoos. Okay, that's interesting. I've heard that a few times, but that was interesting. I don't think I've ever heard anyone willingly getting a shitty tattoo. Like, they took the picture and said, I want exactly this. This is one of the worst drawings you could get. It's like, I want exactly this. I don't want the
double match tattoo. People in the chat are calling it she can handle the swastika.
Oh.
Oy.
See, but that would be funny because, if you went to a professional tattoo artist and says, I want a swastika, but it's got to be in the shape of 4 penises bent and broken in that same shape. And the tattoo artist would be like, normally I would tell you to go fuck yourself. However, you are allowing me to do 2 things. 1, tattoo a dick on you. 2, tattoo multiple dicks on you in a mock fashion of a group of people from history I hate. You've got a tattoo, sir.
And that is it for me. That is all the stories I actually have some more stories, but there are too many for today.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. And honestly,
those were my 2 best. The armless man stabbing somebody and
well, of
the
course,
double badge.
they're the 2 best because they're the ones that make us question a lot of things. One of which, of course, being the sanity of some people when it comes to getting tattoos.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, that. Oh, good God. Ishtar, save that earthquake one for next week. We are actually going to go ahead and wrap this up. So we had some pretty crazy stuff going on tonight. We had me raging a fuckload on Tess Holiday. We had lots of Florida man. We had a questionable Florida man, but it really was a Florida woman story, and an interesting story about Friday the 13th.
And don't forget the pegasms that your brain wouldn't let you even.
I tried to forget that one, but you made me remember.
Tess Holiday.
Yes, we had pegasm. We had a story about pegasm. We had a story where grown fucking women were told need to be told to go pee. I don't. This world is going to explode. It's going to implode on itself. We are going to set ourselves on fire one of these days. Anyways, that has been the show. Of course, join us next week when we talk about some more crazy shit where these guys tried to fucking make me rage on the fuck. It's. I don't think the show should really be called the Cunt News Network anymore because, like, even though yes, it is the Cunt News Network, and we are bringing you news articles and stuff that other people have actually written, so on and so forth. Still, I think it should start being called the Brockus Rage Hour or some shit like that because Ren and Rob tend to find the best stories that make either my brain just shatter or I get fucking mad.
That's the point.
I'm starting to feel left out on pissing you off.
Oh, you intrigue me with some of your stories. However, occasionally I do get pissed off because I start to question the intelligence of engineers when you bring up stories like, let's totally make a hotel in space.
Well, why not?
Don't. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
Ren, you look hot tonight, hun.
I gotta stick with what I got because there's a dark side to Florida Man stories. Because the other half of Florida Man stories are like some dusted up fucking, some naked man fucking threw a baby against a wall or some shit like that. Like those are the dark side Florida Man stories that I don't like bringing to the table.
Yeah, let's stay away from those. That's bad Florida Man.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Florida Man.
Yeah, those are the ones we don't want to talk about on CNN because those are the ones that are probably going to make everybody start to fucking cry or get worried. They'll just be very suspicious of their neighbors, especially if they see them holding a tiny baggie of what looks like white powder. And then they remember that Florida Man story of the coked out Florida Man person who had angel dust in their shit. And they sniffed that stuff and all of a sudden, boom, death.
Just like that, insta-death.
Right.
It could be any white powder, just insta-death.
It's just, hey, you sure that's
putting it all over books and shit? It's arsenic, and they're just tossing it all over books all over the place.
That was another story that Ishtar had. The death of that you could die from reading.
Yes.
Wow.
Mark, there's no bets there. Ren has the better tits. Absolutely. Without question.
Wow. All right. She just... I give up. I'll take...
I have respect.
I'll take second place.
Tits.
It's like I traded my tits for respect. Ren has all the tits, none of the respect.
Hey, a girl who can carry the tits like hers as proudly as she does, total respect.
It's women like Ren that caused the Japanese to up their fucking boob jiggle physics game in fucking most anime.
This is true.
And shit. Like they
Ren,
just
Ren is the
saw,
reason for jiggle physics.
right? Like there were Japanese artists who were traveling abroad, and they came across big tittied women, and in their head they're thinking, what if they jiggled more, even if they just breathed? That'd be amazing.
Well, it depends on how hard you're breathing.
I've seen a lot of anime that gave me the impression they shouldn't be breathing that hard because they were just sitting down taking a test, but you know, it's still there. You still get those effects because it's fucking funny. And I think realistically, when you think about it, I think Japan is just kind of trolling the rest of the world while at the same time continuing to not giving a fuck. It's just they're probably sitting there producing a fuckload of over the top cartoons, giving it to the people of the world, and just basically sitting back and going, I can't believe they still buy this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do realize it's essentially just softcore porn, right? All right, whatever, fuck it, I don't care. Anyways, that has been our show. With me, of course, was my co-host Ishtar. She's got her Twitch channel. Ishtar, do you got a wrench in the?
I do have a wrench.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and link your Twitch channel into the chat there so people can actually go over and follow you. Not all of our followers watch Twitch or have a Twitch account or anything like that, but some of them might.
You don't need to have a Twitch account to watch Twitch.
Fair enough. Rob from Mistaken Lunatics, every Wednesday afternoon they do these streams where him and Mocha will watch stupid people do stupid things.
It's lots of fun.
Yeah, and then occasionally Mocha will put in a cute video just because she's just made the entire audience cry and sad and why did you do this to us, Mocha? So she makes them all feel better later because
Monkey loves us.
Mocha is one of the best kinds of trolls. She will hurt you. She will make you cry. She will make you happy, and then she'll make you laugh.
Yes.
You say so, bro.
Ren, of course, from Renelation/Shitlords Anonymous. Ren does a few streams over on her channel with Igor, her little minion. Shitlords Anonymous is quite possibly one of the most interesting streams out there, just because the topics they typically have been doing a lot lately is dumb fuck science.
Oh, dumb fuck science is fun. We actually we're gonna be doing a streaming the stream when Ken Ham does his live stream.
Oh, good.
It's gonna be fun.
Fair enough. Fair enough. They of course also do what is it on Sunday you do the movie channel thing? Fridays, yes. Friday nights they do a show where they will watch a bunch of different old movies from the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
Usually these are some of the cringiest, most what the fuck movies.
Oh god, yes.
So you MST3K it?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my god, I
Very
need to
similar
be there
to
then.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, guys.
What time is it?
9 p.m. Central on Fridays.
Crap, I'm streaming at that time. Why you gotta be there?
We can always move the time up. I've moved the time for guests before.
We'll talk. Inconvenience, but we'll talk.
I can actually attest to that. I have been on that at least twice now, and they did move the time up by an hour for me specifically, and then I had to leave for constraint. But yeah, those are the three co-hosts, and of course, you can find me, Brock, is here on the Cunt stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Why? Because I have nothing better to do while I'm fucking waiting for surgery, and my busted ass arm won't allow me to do anything the fuck else. So why did the fuck not stream? On occasion, I will do very nerdy streams over on my channel where I talk about anime, comic books, TV shows, movies, and so on and so forth. Eventually, I want to get a stream where I'm actually going to have Sofane, Memory Holiday, and Sparky from Sparky's Tech Corner on to talk about all kinds of things that are tech. But none of them except Sparky have actually gotten back to me on this information, and I can't DM Sofane because his fucking DMs are in the 1300s now. Guys,
Nice.
I need you to stop DMing Sophane for at least 5 months so he could get through them all. Fucking hell.
Poor Sophane.
Poor Sophane. His inbox must suck.
His Twitter is just, it's the worst place to be for him, and yet he goes on it all the fucking time.
Does he not have a mind?
That's why it's good not to be popular. To be one of the little people.
I do actually appreciate the fact that the most I will get notification-wise is probably in the 30s when I wake up. I'll just be like, I got 36 different notifications. I can skim through most of these. These are probably just a bunch of likes and a few DMs. Anyways, that has been the show, cunts. Join us next week when we will have more cringy shit for you from the news, from basically a week's worth of crap just condensed into 2 hours. And tomorrow night we will be doing the Monday night morning show.
Ooh, fun.
And I'm not sure who we're gonna bring on, but I'll try to find the Monday night morning show.
Okay.
It's the show that's replacing Love Your Mondays, because Love Your Mondays is just, I just don't feel like doing Love Your Mondays anymore. So now I'm actually main hosting / co-hosting with Schmeckel the Monday night morning show.
Okay. Good luck.
It's basically the same show, just different name. Anyways, cunts, that has been CNN, the Cunt News Network. Take it easy. Good night. Get the fuck out. Go watch The Dump or whatever the fuck AP and Ghastly are doing, because I'm pretty sure they're streaming right now. All hail Blue Whale.